Hi all, in this video we will talk about deny policies in IAM. As previously we have seen allow policy in which we allow a principal to access any resource, but in this we see how deny policies work. So what will happen with deny policy? We can define deny rules so that prevent certain principals from using certain permissions regardless of the rules we have granted. Suppose you have a principal like you have a user and even if he have a permissions, he cannot access some permissions inside that role. So suppose you have given him some like compute instance admin role, but you want that it cannot create any instance on or cannot delete any instance. Create or delete it cannot possible for him. So we can create deny rules. So for to create deny rules, we have to create a deny policies. So inside deny policy, we create deny rules, and these deny rules specify the following things: a set of principles, like what users you want to deny the permissions, and the permission that the principals are denied or unable to use. And we have to specify the permissions, which permission we want to make deny for the principal. And there's an option like you can add a condition also. Like if that condition will be true, then only permission will be denied. And IAM will always check deny policy before checking allow policies. And we can attach our policy to a project, folder, or an organization. And deny policies like same to same allow policies are inherited through the resource hierarchy. So if we have attached a deny policy to organization, so it will be effective to all the resources like inside that like folders and all the projects. And this is the structure of a deny policy. So this is a name, this is UID. E tag is very important. We will see how we have to use this E tag. After that, deny rules. So in that we have to specify deny principles. Like in this, we have attached the public all so that no one can who like to deny all the principle means public all means all the principle has been denied. And we can add exception principle. Exception means like if you want that someone can access this permission, like you have a user you want this person is very important and only he can access this resource, so we can add into exception principles. And after that, deny permission. So permission is project delete, no one can delete the project. And conditions we can add like this is only for non-test project that no one can remove projects which are in non-project like non-test like your production projects, no one can delete that. So we have added an expression that if resource mesh tag equals environment equals to test like if our resource match tag doesn't is like so our if resource match tag does not match environment equals to test, then we cannot delete that specific project. So basically common use cases are like centralized administrative privileges, like we want to restrict certain types of administrative activities to a specific set of principles like to your admins that they can only do that things, or creating exceptions to access grants like you want to deny policies to like we can use deny policy to deny inherit permissions. So like this will give you this capability gives you option to grant a role at higher level in the resource hierarchy and deny the role permissions on the individual level. Suppose you have provided a permission at organization level, but you want to deny the permission at individual level, like in project level or folder level. And blocking access based on tags, we can use tags like keep a value pair as we've seen here. And there are attachment points. So like each deny policy has can be attached to organization, folder, or project. And when attached to one of these resources, so deny policy are inherited by all level of resources in the project or folder or organization level. So if we attach to organization, so it will inherited to all the project folders and projects. Same for folder. If you attach to a folder, it will be inherited to all the projects inside that. When we create a deny policy, we have the option where we want to attach like if you want to attach at the organization level, you have to provide organization ID, folder ID, or project ID. And these are the required roles. So if you want to like if you have a reviewer, you can provide in this role. And if you want to create, update, delete any policy, we have to provide deny admin role. So these are the commands which we want to use when we create deny policy. So first of all, if you want to create like gcloud IAM policies, create policy ID is a name which we have to provide attachment point. So attachment points are these. If you where you want to attach this policy, so just provide your organization ID, folder ID, or project ID, and policy file. So policy file it is this like this file which you will create. You have to provide pass that specific project policy file. We can list also, we can view, we can update if you want to update. So what happens whenever you create a policy, it will create a e tag, this option e tag. So If you want to update a policy, so make sure that e tag is same only. So how can we do that? First of all, you have to view your policy and may in the like JSON format and copy the e tag, or you can make output of this your policy in a file, and in that file you can update your policy. So if the, e tag is different, suppose as of now e tag is this, and you are doing something else, like you have put in a different e tag, it will your policy will fail because it is a very specific thing, and Google will match the e tag and to make sure that you are updating the correct policy. So once you update a policy, this e tag value will change and it will have a new e tag value. And we can delete the e tag our deny policies also. If you don't need, we can delete it also. We will see the demo. Let's go to our console. So I am in my console. So right now I have two users. One is my admin user, which I am using for this account, and one I have my test user. So as of now, let me go to compute engine, and I have provided my test user compute admin role. So it means he can do any all the tasks for the compute admin as a compute admin. Like he can create a VM and all that. So I will create a VM first in my from my admin account. So I will just click on create instance and I will put all the default values. So I don't want to change anything. And I will click on create. My VM has been created. I can see here in my test account also. I can see that VM is there. If I refresh this, I can see the VM has been created. Now what will you do? I will apply some rules so that it cannot like delete this VM. This my test user cannot delete this VM. For that, there is a document in which we can check which permissions we can use. Let me open that. This is the document page in which we can check with the permission supported in deny policies. So like these are multiple permissions. You can check out which permission you want. Like if you want to go for compute, you can search for the compute permissions, or let me search for instance create. So this is the permission for creating an instance compute Google APIs. So we will use this and one for delete. This is my policy name display name. It is deny compute admin. This is my rules. First of all, rule is deny principal. Which principal I want to deny? So in this, I want to deny my this test user. So this is the subject of the user test cloud concept for .un, and what are the permission I want to deny? I want to deny that he cannot create an instance and he cannot create a disk. So these two permission right now I want to apply. You can add multiple permission, like if you want that he cannot delete your instance also, so you can add that permission also. Let me add that also. So for that we can go back here and find that permission. So instance dot delete, we can see this is the permission which we can use, and let's go back here and we will add this permission also. So these three permissions we are adding for specific to this subject, that is my test user. We will copy this and we will go back to our here, and I will create a file like I deny com- compute.json, and I will paste the data. Now that has been done. So now to create this specific thing, we have to use some commands which I have shown you also. So we can use this command to create a policy. Like first of all, gcloud IAM policy create. You can give any name which you want to give. So like here we can give compute ops, compute operations, and attachment. We want to attach this policy. We want to attach this to our project ID. This is my project ID, kind deny policy, and policy file. We have to provide a policy file name which we have created, that is deny compute JSON. So we can give that file name, and just we have to paste this command. I will authorize it. To list the policy, we can run this command gcloud IAM compute, like IAM policy list. So let's run this command and it will list our policy. So we can see this is our policy. This is its display name, decide deny compute admin, and this is its real name, deny compute ops. So if we go here and we can see that we have used this policy. Display name is deny compute admin and the name of the policy is deny compute ops. So if you want to view this policy or get this policy what inside that, yeah, just we will copy this name and put here, and we can run this command IAM policy get. So it will get this policy details, all the details what inside this policy and what is that and all. So this is the policy. So this is the E tag which I'm talking about, which we'll see how to use this. And after that, these are the permissions which has been denied, and the principal is test concept, all that. So now let's see whether our test user can able to create, delete, or create a disk or not, as we have denied this permission. So let me refresh this page. So I think as per the deny policy, now all the options will be disabled for him. Even he has granted the permission at that project level also of compute admin. So we can see now for creating a instance, it says you need permission. And if we go here and see all the options are there, stop, suspend, reset, but for the delete is saying that we don't have a permission. And even if we go to this tab, for this disk also, it is saying that we don't have a permission. But rest all these things, like if you want to create an instance template and instance group, all we can do, see we have the permission, but for all the on for that three specific three which we have used here, that permissions we cannot use anymore. So this is a very basic example which I've shown you. Even now let's do one more thing. uh, Now check how to put the permission on a specific group also. So I have a group already created. So if I go inside my group, so let me select my organization and we can see I have a group called test. Let's go inside this test group and I have two users. One is my admin account and one is my test account. So let's apply this permission on the group now. So what will happen? The members of the group are will be denied for that specific permissions. So let's see how we can do that. Group testing one, which I have shown you. Let's see that is correct or not. So this is the test group principal is there. I have to copy this. After that, we can copy some permissions from here also. Like this time we don't want to create a network. We have to just stop network permission. So we will copy this from here and we will paste it here. So we want that no one can create a network and no one can delete a network. So like there is a network admin in a group, but you think maybe someone hack your account or what will happen? Some permissions escalation and maybe you have a like think and someone can delete your networks or create an extra network for their own purpose. You want to deny this. So what we can do, we can use this specific uh, permission so that only the that this anyone from this group cannot do these things on the network side. So we can just copy these permissions and let's go back to our console cloud shell. Now we have two options whether we can create a new like whether we can create a new one, like if you want to create a new, you can create new or we can edit it also this permission. Let's create a new one, so let's call it vi deny network dot json. We will go inside it, paste all the data. We will change the display name to deny network. We have given deny network and the group is this, and let's save this and we will create this by running the command. We can copy the command from here and to create this we can use this deny network of ops and we will attach to my projects only kind deny policy, and the file name is we can deny network json. We have to provide the file name. So this is my file name We will copy this and paste this command. So policy has been created. It will take about 2 minutes to be created, maybe to get effect. But let's go and see whether maybe it is working or not. So let's go to our VPC network. So I can see now my create VPC network option has been disabled for me. So even if I go into default network and let's see whether I can delete or not. This is also disabled. So I now am not able to delete my network also. But other than that, like subnets and all that, I can create and all that. So we can see it is working fine at the group level also. And if I go to my admin account, which is also a part of this group, and if I go to VPC network for the VPs for my admin account also, this is disabled now. So both of the users cannot do any operations on the VPC network, even they have the permissions. So if I go to my IAM back, I can see my admin 4 is a owner. Still, he cannot do any task at the for that specific network, and my test account is also compute admin. Still, he cannot able to do anything. So this confirms that our policy working fine. Now, what will happen? Suppose you want that admin 4 can do all the tasks, but for the test user he cannot do anything. Like there you want to give exception, like admin 4 is your a kind of admin, but he's also a part of group, but you want to give exception, like he can create or delete network, but the test user cannot delete that. For that we can create exceptions. So we can go here and we can add this specific line in our permission, like exception principle. So which permission principle you want to give exception. So like in this we want to give my admin 4 as an exception, like he can do the task but inside the group, but other users cannot do any tasks which we have denied. So we want only the specific permissions to be applied. So let's go back to our console and go back to here. And now what we do, if I do ls and go to my network deny network dot json, and if I try to paste this here, this specific permission, what do you think, it will work or not? We are just pasting it, and we will try to use the update command which we have here. So I want to update my policy. So this is the update command, and I will copy this and go back and just paste it. So what do you think, it will work? So it is saying that requested missing required field e tag. As I've told you, e tag is a very important thing. So e tag is a specific ID. When we try to update the permission, it will match the e tag whether the e tag is same or not. So e tag will be saved in your Google configuration, and the e tag we provided will must match our configuration which is present in Google. So if it is different, so it will not do any changes. So suppose multiple users are doing the same changes on the policies. So for once a user do a changes, it will create a new e tag. And suppose a second user also doing a change on the old policy, so it will give a conflict that your e tag is old and it cannot do any changes. So he had to download the new e tag and update the e tag in the field, and after that he can do the changes. So for seeing the e tag, again we can run this command like list command, and after that, or let's run this list command and see what are the policies we have as of now. So we have two policies: deny compute network admin, deny compute admin and deny network. So we want to see this policy deny network ops. So we can copy this and we can put it here, deny network ops. So we can see the e tag, and we just copy this format reason. And you can, even if you want to, you can download it as a file also. Just pass this icon and give a file name, JSON file name which you want. So I have just ran this. This is my e tag. I can copy this e tag. So I have copied the e tag. Now I can go back to my file wide network.json, and I can provide this e tag here. So I provided the e tag. Now if I try to run this command, it will work. So we can say update in progress. So let's wait, and after that we can see. So after waiting some time, I can see the create VPC network option has been enabled. And if I go to my delete network, it is still showing. Let me refresh this, and it is also enabled for my admin account. So with the help of exceptions, we can create exception also. And even if I refresh my page for that test account, so as of, let's see whether there is any changes here or not. So we can see still it is not allowed for the test network, only for the admin account, which I give an exception has been done. So as of now, we have seen the exceptions and the without exception options. Now let's see the last option, which is a deny conditions. Like we can apply a condition also. Like if your project or anything has specific condition, then only this deny policies will work. So what we are using here, we are saying the condition with the title only for tag applied, and we are saying if our resource has a tag like this maximal, this is my project ID and this is external IP equals to yes, then only this policy will apply, otherwise this policy will not apply it. So let's copy this and see how we can use this. And so if you don't know how to use tags, you can check out my video. I have created on that also. So like how to use tags. So tags has been will be created in IAM only. IAM admin inside there's an option to create a tags. You can go inside tags, and these are my tags like external IP, and this is my yes or no which I have taken. So you can see these which what we have created, and this is I'm using key path I am using right now here. This is my key path, and what is the answer of this? This is answer is tag value, which is yes. So I'm using this as of now. So let's go and once again open my deny network.json file, and I will add this also. So I have added my denial condition, which I've shown you, and just click on save. Now we have to update the e tag also. So for that we can run the previous command which we got run last time. So this is my new e tag. You can see it has been updated. With last time we have a different. Now after running the policy, we will always get a new e tag. So we have to update this e tag also here. Now let's create this, update our policy with the help of this command. So I have updated my policy, and this is my policy as of now, or I have a condition. So let's see what we can do. As of now, it is saying that denial condition will be if I have external IP equals to. So now what we can do, as we have seen, our tags are applied at external IP equals to yes. So if we want to change this tags, and if we change the tag, what will happen? The policy will not applicable because we have just changed the tag. So to do that, what we can do now, we can come back to our like IAM admin and manage resources, and we can change the tag at the project level. I have tried changing the tag at the resource level also, like on the VPC network, but it doesn't work. So if you want to change, you can just come on your project and select this option, click on tags and make it no. So once we make it no, what will happen? This policy will not be applicable anymore. So suppose best example will be at organization level. Suppose you have hundreds of project on organization level and you want to like deny some project to access some specific service. So you can change your tax at organization level, and after that you can again change the tax at the project level. Like if you want to know how to do that, you can check out my video of tax one. And now let's go back to my test account. So as of now I have removed the tags and I have put the value to no. So now this policy will not be applicable anymore. Let me refresh my page and let's see. So now in my test network we can see the create VPC network option has been enabled, and if we go to my default network, and it the delete network must also be enabled. So we can see delete VPC network has been enabled. It is all because of this condition which we have applied, as we have told that If external IP equals to yes, then only this condition will be applied, but it is as of now no, so this condition is not applied. So according to that, you can modify your condition. You can try attaching the condition to resource also. I don't know, it is not working for me for some reason, but I think resource can be applied only at project and folder and organization level only. There is no option to apply it at the resource level. So thank you. Let me know if you have any questions and just comment it down. I will happy to help.